at some film, you able to look any more into the run game and why it's been a little slow the last couple weeks?
Well, you go back and look at it, and probably the one thing that's disappointing was, we missed some blocks. We just flat out missed some blocks. We could call something different, but based on what we did call, we should execute a little bit better than we did. We missed some, and we've got to get those things shored up. We really do. It wasn't as bad, I think, as it's being made out to. We had some negative plays, but we also rushed for just under 100 yards, and so we had chances, I think, to be productive in the running game. We averaged almost 4 yards a carry. So in spite of the fact that we had so many negative plays, we averaged 3.2 yards a carry. We still gave ourselves a chance to move the ball downfield.
You said last week there was concern because of the negative plays on the run game. Obviously you addressed them during the week. What do you feel like was going wrong this
Well, what's
week?
probably different this week was the play of the linebackers. Last week we had linebackers that were running through, and those were the guys that predominantly made the negative plays against us, linebackers and safeties. This week, as I said, it was just we unfortunately just straight up missed some blocks.
Ron, it seems like you guys are doing a lot of kind of east-west runs, and I know you guys have had success with Stu as a downhill runner. Is that something you all might look to get back into more of?
Well, it's interesting because I thought the same thing, Joe, and what happened was some of those runs that were supposed to go downhill ended up having to bounce outside, and that's what it made it look like. It was a little bit more east-west. But I thought exactly what you said. I thought, man, but when you put the tape on, you see that those plays were designed to hit inside, and they end up having to bounce sideways. You don't want to do that against fast football teams, and that's what happened to us last week, and that's what happened to us this week. It's something we've got to really take a look at, and make sure that we got the right things called for the guys that are in the game.
Ron, what happened on the last offensive play with Cam's pass? It looked like if McCaffrey caught it.
Well, what happened on that was they were blitzing. It was a zero blitz. In fact, I just got done looking at it, and it was really good. He made a good move, got inside his man, and if we put the ball on him, it's a touchdown, or at least it's a big play. But probably the thing that happened too is they had one of their guys jump right in front of Cam, so Cam had to hold the ball a little bit longer than he really wanted to. If Cam could have thrown that ball in a rhythm, he probably hits Christian, in a chance with a chance to run. It's and I know it's a game of inches, but that one was literally inches away from being a big play for us.
On the second last drive, what would you have liked to have seen? Would you have liked to seen things different as opposed
Well, the only thing I'd like to
see
see was that throw to Christian. If that ball's inbounds, we have a chance to make a play. Unfortunately, Cam threw it and it threw a little bit outside. Again, he really didn't have a chance to really step into the throw like he wanted to. It was out of bounds. If the ball's inside, we have a chance. A couple series earlier, we ran the same play. We ran the same exact action, and Christian got ahead of the guy as well. So we felt we could come back to it. It was a great opportunity. I like the timing of it. And it's one of those things that, again, if we make a better throw and, we got a chance to make the catch, who knows?
You're 3rd and 1 and then 4th and 1 on that last series, and Cam had success running the ball. Was there any thought to just leaving the ball in his hands?
Well, there was, but again, we had also had some struggles. We went for a 3rd down play where we did have them run the ball one time, and they stopped us short of it. So again, we consider that. But again, if you get tackled with the clock running, no timeouts, and you don't get the 1st down, the clock keeps ticking. So if you throw an incompletion, the clock stops. And it was a good play. You got to give them credit for making a good play. The guy bats the ball down. If he doesn't bat the ball down, Ed Dixon's got the 1st down, and we're still rolling.
Have you talked to Luke? How's he feeling?
No, I haven't talked to Luke. I haven't talked to RV. All I can tell you guys is he's in the protocol.
Did you notice at all that one of the players alluded to it felt like a little bit of the air left the stadium when he left? Did you feel
I think so. Maybe. I was engrossed into what was happening out there, and the only time I really realized it was when they told me they were going to take him in, and that was it.
Not asking you to get into the protocol whatsoever, but just you as a person and as Luke's coach, just any concern now with another one popping up here?
Well, I have no idea. Like I said, I have not talked with the doctors. I have not talked with Luke about this, and I will eventually. But we're gonna wait till he's no longer in the protocol before I say anything about this.
On that last interception, was there a miscommunication between Kelvin and Cam? Cam looked like he was throwing it to the outside, and Kelvin bent the route in.
Mhm.
Was that just a kind of a miscommunication?
Yes, I think it's one of those things where he knew where he wanted to go. I think the route could have been held a little bit longer through the zone, and I think Kelvin bent it maybe a little bit sooner than Cam had anticipated.
What did you see from Vernon Butler yesterday?
I thought Vernon did a nice job. Hands were very active. He got some good push on the inside, made a couple of plays, and he really. This was a good type of game for him. They had a big physical runner. That's why we had him active this week. We felt we needed an extra big body on the inside.
How did you feel like David Mayo played?
Well, I thought David played very well. He really did. He did some really good things. He played downhill, very physical at the point of attack. I think he handled things pretty good for a guy only getting limited reps. If there is something I think David's got to continue to work on, it is his pass defense. He's got a good feel and understanding for it, but it's about the timing of his movements within the coverages. And again, with a few more reps, it'll get better.
We've seen Luke get paired on the tight end a lot over the years. The touchdowns to Ertz. How might he have been a factor on those plays?
He wouldn't have been a factor on that play. He wouldn't have been. That was run at the safety. Safety got too wide, put himself out by the numbers. He's got to stay inside the numbers. That way, if the tight end does bend to the post, he's got an opportunity to get there.
The short one at the goal line too.
Okay, I'm trying to think, because you said one, and that was the one to Ertz was that deeper one. The other one was the other one coming across. That was on one of the DBs had that guy in coverage. Same thing. He's got to get inside that guy and roll along, roll up over underneath him. He didn't do that.
Would Mayo be the replacement for Luke if he has to miss any time?
Yes, well, he'll be the guy with Ben Jacobs if that's the situation.
It seemed like you guys were rotating Kevon Seymour and Darryl Worley.
Yes.
Was that the case kind of throughout the game,
Yes.
just by feel?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because it seemed like Darryl last night said that he wasn't sure why that was happening.
Well, we're gonna play guys in situations, circumstances, how we feel about them. We like both of them. We think both of them have an opportunity to help us, and the only way they're going to get better is if you play them. If you only play one guy, the other guy never gets any reps. And we just feel that both guys play very well. We think both guys have very similar attributes, and it's one of those situations where we're trying to develop guys. Right now, James Bradbury's playing at a very, very high level, and we want to make sure both guys that we have on the other side are getting reps and are developing into football players that can help us.
You said last night there was a crosswind in the 3-2
Yes.
over the 58
Yeah,
yarder.
if you go back and look at the two punts prior to that, one for us and one for them, both punt returners struggled to catch the ball. Okay, so that was something that I'm thinking about, and I was sitting there going, and I asked Thomas McGahee, where did he feel most comfortable with the kicker, and it wasn't from a 58-yarder.
Ron, what do you think the issue is with the lack of takeaways, especially interceptions in particular?
Just missed chances. We tip a ball and got a chance to catch it. Guys got to make plays. And it's just, unfortunately right now it's one of those things that we're not getting. We just got to keep working at it, keep stressing it, and hopefully those opportunities will come.
Last night's game seems pretty illustrative, just about how flip a field and short fields on a takeaway,
Yep.
could be the difference in the game.
Most certainly. They only had 2 sustained drives against us. One was a field goal, one was a touchdown. Other than that, because they got 2 short fields, and again, they earned them, they were able to score touchdowns. So I'd love to see them force a field goal. Unfortunately, we didn't do that.
What's the message to the team as they take the next 3 days off, I guess?
Well, I think the biggest thing, more so than anything else, is now is an opportunity for us to reflect. I'll tell them that, if you study this, learn from this, good things will happen. If you don't, you're doomed to repeat them. So hopefully they understand that, we're a pretty good football team. We're 4-2. We just lost to the best team in the NFC right now, or second best behind Green Bay. And we battled them, and we had a chance to win at the very end twice. So I just think that, there is reason to be disappointed, but there most certainly isn't any reason to come back and think we're not good enough.
Is it just the fact that you guys still within 5 with all the mistakes and issues going on with Luke and everything?
Without a
what does that
doubt.
tell you?
Without a doubt. I mean, believe me, if you put the tape on and look at it the way we did, David, I think you'd agree with how I feel right now. I really am. I'm disappointed for those guys in the room just because they played hard. They gave great effort. We didn't always play smart. We missed some opportunities. But when we had chances, we made plays, and that's what's important. Again, I don't want to take anything away from the Eagles because they played very hard as well, and they made the plays when they had their chances too.
Do you think when you guys lost to the Saints a few weeks ago, you said that you felt like you were 4 or 5 plays away if they go the other way?
Mhm.
Is that how you felt yesterday?
Yes, I did. But this I think the reality of this one was this really was 1 or 2 plays. Again, we catch a ball here or there, we make a block here or there, we make a tackle on a 3rd and long, which led to a touchdown. They have to punt, so who knows? So that's kind of how tough it was. You look at the kickoff return. If Curtis stumbles for a little bit and is able to stay upright, that might have gone to the house. Christian had a big return that could have probably gotten another 15 yards if we make a block. We don't run by the guy. We turn and recognize him and just get in the guy's way. Christian's got 15 more yards. So we had some opportunities, some chances to make things happen bigger. I mean, I really am, as you can tell, that's how close this one was, and against a very good football team.
You have any feeling that you might get Ryan back after this long weekend?
I feel pretty good about it. He had a real good work week, Joe. He did a lot of good things. He'll practice Tuesday in whatever capacity RV has for him, and we'll see how he is after the practice.
Back on the interceptions, I know with Steve, similar to Sean, you guys don't play a ton of press. I mean, is part of that scheme where you guys aren't just, around the ball as much as maybe other schemes that might play more man?
I think we're around the ball enough. I mean, like I said, if you go back and look at each game and see how many times we've tipped the ball, touched the ball, put our hands on the ball and hadn't come down with it. That's the hard part. You only get so many chances, and if you don't capitalize early, those are going to be wasted. And unfortunately, we had a couple that were wasted yesterday.
Peppers reached a milestone yesterday, 150 sacks.
That's it?
Has he been even better than you thought when you brought him in? I mean,
Yes.
37.
Yes. I mean, we're obviously hoping for production, but the type of production he has been tremendous. And again, I still think a big part of it is making sure we roll him in and his opportunities are the right kind. And I think we've done a good job with it. I think Eric and Sammy have done a nice job in terms of trying to put him in those types of positions. I think we've tried to manage him during the week, and I think he's done a nice job and responded very well for us.